Bulletin Chief Executive Officer of the Institute of Foreign Affairs, Bushiri, says if Malawi's constitution protects holders of diplomatic passports from any extradition are true, then South Africa may as well close the chapter on Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife and rather focus on other pressing domestic issues like gender-based violence, crime, unemployment, and economic downturn. He says the intense focus on Bushiri's case has opened South African authorities up for errors and witnessed with conflicting messages from too many officials.
This man has broken the law in this country. She has left illegally in this country. And I don't think it is his space to put in demands on the South African government. We have afforded him a process in court to go and clear his name. She has been granted bail, of which he has actually abused. The courts have afforded him a bail and conditions. She has violated those conditions, and she cannot then ask the South African government to interact with him via the platform that he chooses. He must come back to South Africa and face the full might of the law.
Cabinet was satisfied with the manner in which the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster has handled the matter, and the cluster will update the public on the developments regarding this matter. The extradition process has been initiated by the South African government and all law enforcement agencies that are responsible.
It's not up to the South African authorities at all to extradite him. You can request an extradition of Reverend Bushiri from Malawi, but it's up to the Malawian authorities to decide whether they're going to surrender Reverend Bushiri to the South African authorities. It's up to the Malawian authorities in terms of Malawian law to decide what to do, not up to the South African authorities at all. So we will see how the machine of justice starts working in Malawi, and Reverend Bushiri has the right to protect his own interests in terms of whatever extradition legislation Malawi has adopted domestically, nothing to do with an extradition agreement, although an extradition agreement exists, the South African Development Community Protocol on extradition. So it really depends on what the Malawian authorities are going to decide to do at the end of the day.
Bushiri said this during a meeting with scholars of international relations in South Africa. Professor Lesiba Tefo added that South Africa does not have strong moral grounds, given how they handled recent cases involving Grace Mugabe, Umar Hassan al-Bashir, and the Guptas.
We are the very small, Stephen, that we already been saying many times, that we are in not more than 1% of the stock exchange of this country.
AJ Gupta had to fly to Dubai to avoid arrest.
So how you can presume
the end of Jacob Zuma's tenure as South Africa's president was also the end of the Gupta's reign.
The diplomatic status of the Bushiris, which is in effect, means that the two are protected by laws governing diplomatic immunities and privileges as per the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and the Convention of the Privileges and Immunities of the United Nations. Chances of the couple being extradited, according to the scholars, are zero.
At the end of the day, they may have an international obligation not to extradite him, even after all the extradition process has concluded in Malawi itself, which could take a long time. There are various grounds in the SADC protocol which would prevent Malawi from extraditing him. For example, not getting a fair trial in South Africa. And Reverend Bushiri has already invoked in his broadcast on Wednesday evening the possibility of the Malawian government raising those grounds for refusing to hand him over.